Hello again everyone, this is Jaybird and welcome to another StarCraft 2 commentary. Today we're going to have an epic ZVZ game on Xel'Naga Caverns. In the top right position we do have the red Zerg player Reduce Entropy, always a good thing to be reducing entropy. Bottom left hand position we do have the blue Zerg player Moose Meat, which I'm undecided that is a good thing or a bad thing. I suppose it would depend on the context. So before we get too much into this game, I should mention that this is from patch 1.1, so we're not going to be seeing any of the crazy roach action with the extra range that they have there. But other than that, we're in for quite the game. Let's pull back the curtains here, folks. You're watching this on YouTube. I see the little game clock here. This is going to be a pretty long game. It's probably going to be 3 or maybe even 4 parts when it's all said and done. So hopefully we're in for a really fun game, because that's what I'm hoping for. Don't want to be sitting around watching not much action, but I think it should be good. So we'll just sit back and watch this long game unfold. But so far we do see nothing too crazy going on. Both players about the same, pretty standard openings, both going for gas before the pool. Not too uncommon in the ZVZ scene these days. Scouting out here on Xel'Naga Caverns, very interesting map with the this extra little expansion here, which is kind of interesting because it is got the destructible rocks here, but it also has this nice little path that goes all the way around the back, which leads in to the natural expansion here as well. So it's a pretty interesting layout. I hate the beginnings of games. It's kind of how I feel when I have to just kind of sit here before the action happens, and I usually talk about the map. So yeah, here's the map. Scout coming in here. We'll take a little look if this guy is going to pop around here. Any harassment? Just checking things out. Seeing that the spawning pool is dropped. These guys are basically identical here. Yeah, too slow. So yeah, these guys, nothing unordinary happening here. Pools just finishing for each player. And here, a nice little difference, going straight for the Roach Warren, Moose Meat is, and already taking up to the lair. Where is that Roach Warren? Am I not seeing it? Why am I terrible? I've always been terrible at spotting the Zerg buildings as they come in. But either way, he is getting that Roach Warren, whereas Reduce Entropy is going for the Speedlings, getting that upgrade there. Poor little drone. He died, but I believe that his life was worth living getting that scouting information. But it is always sad to see your scouting drone die. That queen is up, and he is going for a Baneling's Nest. And again, this is something that is very common in a ZVZ game, getting the Zergling-Baneling combination. So it should be interesting to see how this goes up against roaches. Getting some spine crawlers already for defense as well. Get a nice little wall here to try to protect any run-ins that could happen from here, sealing off the mineral line. And roaches will be a little nice response to any sort of quick banelings that come out. Zergling Baneling is very popular in ZVZ, so perhaps Moose Meat decided just to skip all that nonsense, go for some defense, get some roaches. And we do have Reduced Entropy getting the first expansion down as well at his natural. Do some nice overlords just hanging out. Would like to see him up on the high ground there, not utilizing that as well as he could be, but that's okay. Not a problem at this time for now. We do have Banelings just finishing up, and we'll see how this goes. For all I know, this could work, and we'll just have another hour here of nothing happening. Anyways, we go in, and not much happening. They are going to go for the mineral line there. Wow, they did take out a few drones, but overall, very nice position for Moose Meat. Did not lose any roaches, took a little bit of damage, but they held up very nicely against those Banelings. And we'll see if he's going to push out already here. Simply looks like he's just going to hold on to his ramp. Make sure no more Zerglings run in there, but that was very nicely done. It's a very nice wall of the mineral line here. Pretty much funneling these Banelings over here, doing very minimal damage. Look at the income. Blue is still down the harvester count by, it looks to be 5 at this point, which it's not to be unexpected. That doesn't make any sense what I'm saying, but he is long story short, he's catching up, so not in the long run lose too much to that first assault there. Does look like reducentropy is going back into a little bit more of a defensive position here. After seeing those roaches, he knows that those banelings are not going to be doing too much at this point in the game. Just going to try to get his expansion up and running here. No minerals, or excuse me, no drones have been transferred at this point in time. But he is getting very nicely done spreading the creep out, moving those spine crawlers down. And they do, of course, take all day to reburrow, and they just kind of, then the graphic just kind of messes up, and they just pop into the ground. That's always good to know. Zergling's trying to get some vision there, but roaches are there right away to take care of that. And we'll see if they're going to move out, try to go in here, or if they're just going to hang out. But they will indeed move in. Looks like we're going to see another little bit of attack here. I do believe, well, the game goes on for another hour, but I do believe that the spine crawlers should be able to take care of this. We'll see how much damage blue can do. That speed upgrade is done, which is pretty much an essential thing if you're going to be going Zerglings for more than any short period of time. So you get a nice surround off those roaches, and 2 queens are in. Even more roaches are coming in for backup, though, and this all of a sudden does not look good at all for red. These queens are going to have to fall back. It looks like they might be able to snipe down this hatchery. One little Zergling trying to be a hero. Does not work. Continuing to focus on that hatchery. The spine crawler is getting some shots in here. It looks like one roach is about to fall, and there he goes. More Zerglings underway as well. But that hatchery does fall. Those Zerglings come out. And blue is probably going to have to fall back at this point, but the damage has been done. He's going to try to take out this queen. Do it. No, maybe. Yes! Very nicely done. That queen does fall. So that was a... Let me take a quick look at the units lost there. Blue made out like a bandit there. 12 units lost. Resources. 31 units lost for red, and about 300 more in resources, plus the loss of that hatchery, which is going to be even more so to replace that. So very nice exchange by blue in that trade. One thing that's always nice to do is to expand when you attack. One of those key components to a good StarCraft attack. Make sure you're expanding in behind. Do a couple things at once. Mix it up there, folks. So that hatchery is attempting to be replaced at this point. Spine crawler going to try to get down there while the creep is still there. We'll see what happens there. Zergling's just checking out those Xel'Naga towers in the Xel'Naga caverns. Just trying to keep a nice little idea of what's going on here. See if they might take a little poke in here. See if this expansion is coming up, and they will see that it is. And it's going to be annoying. Oh, spine crawlers obliterate those little Zerglings. But here they go, coming out here. For blue, he does have Hydralisks out as well, which of course will end any sort of little Zergling harassment. We do see that the Spire for the red player is just finishing as well now. So we're going to see some Hydralisk on a Hydralisk action, perhaps. He does have one on the way. These guys are flying over. But at the meantime, we do have Zerglings coming back up, so I do think he got a nice catch of that. There's some very nice use of that high ground right there. Being able to see down below without the Overlord being seen. So those Hydralisks are just going to continue to poke away at those Zerglings. Run, little Zerglings, run back to base. Flee, flee. And we'll see if he does blue. Is he aware that that expansion is rebuilt? He is aware that it is back in business. More Zerglings. This is a nice use of Zerglings. Just trying to stay on the move there. Hydralisks are going to come in. Nothing in the means of air defense at this point in time. I'm sure there are some queens somewhere up in the base. There are a couple, but that is not going to be enough at this point in time. And red might lose his hatchery again. It looks like red is going to come down with a counter assault here. Coming down, running Zerglings into the base here. And oh, these drones are just sitting idle. That is a big mistake on Moose Meat's part. And these Hydralisks are going to come in. And whoa, more Hydralisks coming in for backup there, so that he should be able to hold off that assault, including the queens. And these Zerglings are just sitting here. Oh, could have gone in there. Could have taken out those idle drones. But he's going to come in. He's going to try to get a surround on that queen there. The rest are going to take out the drones. That queen will fall. Well, these Hydralisks, or excuse me, Mutalisks, have I been calling them Hydralisks the entire time? Mutalisks. I'm a fool. Anyways, Mutalisks, they're the flying ones. They're going to come in there and take care of that while those spine crawlers readjust. A nice little harassment there. They did get to snipe off the queen. Returning to base. Indeed they are. Taking a quick look at the unit, just what we have on the board here. A little heavier on the Zerg count, and by a little heavier I mean he has Zerglings. 27 Zerglings, 9 Mutalisks, 2 Queens, and blue is going much more in the air count here. But blue, interestingly enough, has fallen very far behind in the drone count. 21 to 35. Not a position you want to be in if you want to be income. It is showing that red is pulling ahead here, nearly doubling blue's income. Another attack here coming in to harass, but these going to be easy enough to hold off those Mutalisks with these queens. And again, very nicely done as that happens. A big mass of Zerglings are flying in here, and they should be able to do a little bit of the damage, but there is a lot of spine crawlers going down. They're going to, how many can they take out here? At the same time, red loses his hatchery and snipes it out again, and more minerals down the bank as those Mutalisks are going to come down and try to take care of this, but these Zerglings are doing very nicely. They have no upgrades yet other than the speed, but they do take out that queen, took out 3 spine crawlers as well, and they are going to run into the main base here, try to do some more economic damage, perhaps, or actually they're going to focus down this queen. These Mutalisks, a lot of Mutalisks are going to be able to get rid of that, but again, the damage has been done here. Looks like some reinforcements were potentially going to come in, decides to stand back. But wow, we are really just going mass Mutalisks at this point for blue, continuing to keep up the harassment. And at the same time, mass Zerglings for the red player, so they're going to come in, come out, come in. Okay, they're going in. There's the watchtower. They're actually going to see that mass, that mass of blue Mutalisks there, and then very nicely done again because of this. They do see the Zerglings, so Mutalisks, yes, there they go. So they're going to attack, trying to pick off any of those Zerglings that they can, chasing them around the board here. We'll see what happens. They try to run, they try to flee, just run these Mutalisks around in circles. They decide to break off there, just having a few chase them down. You don't really need your entire army circling these Zerglings here. And a lot of Mutalisks up at this point as well for red. Red is pulling it very close, just 2 behind in the Mutalisk count, and obviously many more Zerglings at this point. And that's what a good economy will do for you folks. Got to keep that drone count up. Nicely, blue is starting to pull ahead. Or not ahead, but catch up. That's what I'm trying to say. And again, this hatchery, still no type of spore crawlers or any air defense other than these Mutalisks queens at this point in time. Yes, run little spine crawler, you die when you're off of creep. And of course, as soon as he moves, the creep comes out again. And here we go again, more Zerglings. There are 2 queens down here, and the drones are choosing to come in as well, so they should be able to hold this off. This one queen will fall. Perhaps not hold this off, as another stream and more Mutalisks are going to come in. Luckily, blue does have his own pack of Mutalisks still ready to go. A pack, a horde, I'm not really sure what you call a group of Mutalisks. A school of Mutalisks? I think I'm going to call them a school. So there's a school of Mutalisks